Assume that it is a very hot summer day. You are sitting on your front steps, thinking about how hot you are, how thirsty you are, how hungry you are. All of a sudden, you hear, "It's the ice cream man!"
Bum 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 Mike. Bum 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 Mike.
Great!
You think.
I'll get myself an ice cream.
When the ice cream truck pulls up, you find that the ice cream man is someone you know.
Hey! I haven't seen you since high school.
We only graduated a few days ago.
You know how sentimental I can be.
You buy your favorite ice cream, a chocolate eclair. You pay $1 for it. While you are eating it, you are talking with your old school friend, the ice cream man.
Listen,
He says as you finish your ice cream,
I can't go home until I sell all of this ice cream. How about another one?
Another one?
you say,
I just had one. I am no longer particularly hungry or thirsty. Why would I spend $1 on another ice cream?
Well,
he says,
how about if I sell it to you for 75 cents?
75 cents? That's a bargain. Okay, I'll have another for 75 cents.
You finish this second one. It was good, but not quite as satisfying as the first one. The ice cream man looks at you and says,
Hey, how about another?
Another? I've just finished 2 of them. I'm really not hungry or thirsty, or even particularly hot anymore. I don't want another, even for 75 cents.
Okay,
he says,
how about another for a quarter? I can't quit until I sell everything, so what about another for just a quarter?
You ponder for a while, but after all, it's only a quarter. So you have another one for a quarter. By the time you finish this one, you are not at all hungry or thirsty or hot, and you are feeling just a little bit sick.
It's been great talking to you,
The ice cream man says,
but I can't go home until I sell everything. So, how about another for a nickel?
No!
you shout.
I don't want another at any price. If I have to eat another ice cream, I'll be sick.
So, how come the first was worth $1, the second only 75 cents, the third only worth a quarter, and the fourth not worth even a nickel? That's the law of diminishing marginal utility.
The law of what?
That's the law of diminishing marginal utility.
The law of what?
That's the law of diminishing marginal utility. Let's break it down. Diminishing means the same as decreasing, becoming smaller or less. Marginal means extra. Utility means personal satisfaction. So the law of diminishing marginal utility could also be called the law of decreasing extra personal satisfaction.
Okay.
The law of diminishing marginal utility states that, after some point, each additional unit of an item will provide less additional satisfaction. Look at the boxes representing satisfaction. The first ice cream gave $1 of satisfaction. The second ice cream, which was exactly the same, only gave 75 cents of satisfaction. The third ice cream, which was exactly the same, only gave 25 cents of satisfaction. The fourth ice cream, which was exactly the same, would have given 0 or negative satisfaction. As long as marginal utility is positive, in other words, as long as someone is willing to pay any money at all for something, no matter how little, then total utility goes up. The customer refused to pay anything for the fourth ice cream because she wouldn't have received any additional satisfaction if she ate it. Since she wouldn't pay anything for it, the marginal utility for that item is 0, and therefore adds nothing to the total utility. For the first 3 ice creams, the total utility increased with each additional one, but the satisfaction, the marginal utility of each additional one was less. Why? Because each additional unit provides less additional satisfaction than the one before it. That's the law of diminishing marginal utility. Let's take a look at a simple graph. We saw that the customer paid $1 for the first ice cream, 75 cents for the second, 25 cents for the third, and wouldn't pay anything for a fourth. The line connecting the amounts she was willing to pay is the demand line. The law of demand states that people are willing to buy more of something as the price goes down, and they are willing to buy less as the price goes up. In other words, there's an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. This is because of the law of diminishing marginal utility. Obviously, the utility, or personal satisfaction, each person would receive from something varies from one person to another. The question becomes, how can we measure utility if it is different for everyone? The answer was provided by von Neumann and Morgenstern, who said that a rational person would only be willing to pay an amount equal or less than the amount of utility or personal satisfaction that the person expected to get from the item. Therefore, if you are willing to pay $70 and you are rational, we can say that you expected to get at least $70 of utility, personal satisfaction, from the item. Rational people will only spend on something what they expect to get in benefit. Would you spend $20 on something that would only give you $1 of satisfaction? Of course not. Therefore, we maximize our utility when the marginal utility of an item equals its price. As an equation, it looks like this. The marginal utility of a product equals the price of a product, or the marginal utility of a product divided by the price of a product equals 1. When the marginal utility of each product divided by the price of each product equals 1, we have maximized our total utility. Consumer surplus is the extra utility we get above what we had to pay. In other words, a bargain. If we would have paid $25 for something but only had to pay $15, we get a $10 consumer surplus.
Well, let's see who was paying attention. Question 1. What is utility? A. Usefulness. B. Satisfaction. C. Price. D. Cost. The answer is B. Satisfaction. Question 2. To an economist, marginal means A. A small extra amount. B. Unproductive. C. The edge of a sheet of paper. The answer is A. A small extra amount. Question 3. Diminishing means A. Lowering the lights. B. Becoming less. C. Showing disrespect. The answer is B. Becoming less. Question 4. Diminishing marginal utility refers to the fact that A. After some point, the additional utility derived from consuming one more unit of some good or service becomes less. B. The total satisfaction from consuming something becomes less. Or C. The electricity is out because the bill was not paid. The answer is A. After some point, the additional utility derived from consuming one more unit of some good or service becomes less. Question 5. Total utility increases as long as A. Marginal utility is not negative. B. Marginal utility is positive. C. Marginal utility is 0. The answer is B. Marginal utility is positive. Question 6. A consumer surplus is A. Extra money in the consumer's pocket, B. An amount of satisfaction greater than the amount that had to be paid, C. When the price is greater than the utility. The answer is B. An amount of satisfaction greater than the amount that had to be paid. Question 7. We can calculate total utility by A. Adding the marginal utilities of each item purchased, B. Adding the marginal utility of the last item to the total utility from the previous items, C. Both A and B. The answer is C. Both A and B. Question 8. If the marginal utility you received from the last hot dog you purchased at the ball game was $2.50 and the hot dog cost $3, A. You purchased too many hot dogs. B. You did not purchase enough hot dogs. C. You purchased exactly the right number of hot dogs. The answer is A. You purchased too many hot dogs.